Hey guys, so I'm getting on here and I am going to make a response video to something that is going crazy all over the internet right now, which is the overdose that happened with Demi Lovato. Okay, so the first thing that happens is TMZ puts out an article that says that Miss Demi Lovato has overdosed on heroin and that she was treated with Narcan in her apartment. It's now out that she did not OD on heroin, but this is not the point, and this is what everybody is totally, completely missing out on. She overdosed, and it's so sad, and this is something I want to talk about because this right here is the prime example to show that addiction does not discriminate to anybody. Look at this woman. She is very highly successful. She just went on tour in Europe. She's how many multi-platinum records? I mean, just the epitome of success, right? So addiction can get to anyone. And she has always openly spoken out about her addiction and her mental illness and her struggle with all of those things. And I just think it's really, really important to talk about the fact that, you know, people are focusing on all of the wrong points when we could use this situation to bring light to the ugliness of addiction and the truth of addiction. And I've seen so many mean, hateful, nasty comments from people on Twitter, on everything, talking about, you know, Demi and her addiction. And you can tell it's from people that have no idea about addiction. They don't know Demi. I don't know Demi. But it doesn't matter. I do know addiction, and I know what it can do to you. And it's terrible. Addiction stole 20 years of my life. Heroin itself stole about 8 years of my life. And I just got clean about a year and a half ago. I'm one of the lucky ones to say that I haven't relapsed. And a lot of people are going out and relapsing, and it is killing them. And it's so sad. It's so very sad. And I've seen so many comments about, you know, she took whatever she took. Either it was heroin or whatever it was, but she decided to take whatever it was, so it's her fault. That's not necessarily true. See what happens when you get so far advanced into addiction and you reach certain stages of addiction, it is no longer a conscious choice. There's the physical addiction that you deal with when it comes to certain drugs, especially opiates and alcohol and things like that. But my personal experience is with opiates. It's where you don't want to be doing that drug at all. Believe me, there were times when I'd be sitting on the floor, bawling my eyes out, wishing I could die, then put that needle in my arm. But I had to, so I didn't have to be sick. Your brain hijacks itself, and that becomes the number one priority to you, even though you don't want it to be. And it's so sad. You have the physical addiction, you have the mental addiction. The mental addiction is one of the hardest parts to overcome. See, after I went to rehab and I got help with the physical part of my addiction, which got me through the withdrawal. So I overcame the physical need for that drug. I then had to face the long process of the mental addiction of it. And that was a very, very long process. I'm still battling today because I have to face that fight every single day when I wake up. Just like Demi does with all of her success that she has going on, I highly doubt that it still wasn't the very most important thing in her brain every single day was her sobriety. And if you don't pay the utmost attention to it, which she probably wasn't able to do because she had so much on her mind and there was so much pressure from the public. I couldn't imagine fighting my addiction in the public eye. There's no way I could do it. There's no possible way I could do it. So, who are we to judge what she's going through right now? Why do we have to all be so ugly and negative and just not be supportive and send healing thoughts and prayers to her family and to her and hope she gets the help she needs? I just wanted to get on here and I wanted to make this video and hope it may reach more people than just my small amount of followers that I have and subscribers I have on my channel. And hopefully it'll give some insight to, you know, a recovering addict. I'm a recovering addict. I have a year and a half clean and sober, but it is still a battle every single day for me. I chose drugs over so many things that should have been way more important than the drugs to me. I chose drugs over my children. I chose drugs over my husband. I chose drugs over my family, over being fed, over a home, over everything, over my decency, my pride, my value in myself. I chose drugs over that. And I can say that it's no different for Demi than it was for me. That's the most beautiful but ugly thing about addiction is it's the same for all of us. And it's really hard. It's extremely hard. And I can imagine it's even harder when you have to do it in the public eye. And it's just so sad that she has to live her addiction in the public eye. She has to go through this relapse with the scrutiny of everyone, millions of people looking at her. I couldn't imagine doing that. I feel just enough pressure from my peers at work and my family and everybody. That's a lot of pressure, and I don't want to let anybody down, and that can become very overwhelming. So you guys, instead of being negative about this, or instead of insinuating or making up, well, I think this happened or I think that happened, let's just focus on the fact that, one, she's still alive, and that itself is a blessing, and she gets a second chance at this, and she gets a second chance of taking another chance at life again, and hopefully continuing to grow and be strong in her sobriety. And I wish all the best for her. And I just wanted to make this quick little video real quick because I wanted to voice my opinion and my experience and just a little bit of, you know, talking about addiction. Maybe some people that don't really know much. You guys, if you are new to my channel, the very first video in my channel, I don't want to push videos on my channel. I'm not doing it for that. I have an entire story about total transparency about my addiction and my recovery. The whole story, my childhood, everything that led up to me using drugs and then choosing to put a needle in my arm. That's on the very top of my videos. If you want to learn any more about, you know, the process of how it happened for me, feel free to check that video out. I'll also put it at the end of this video in the link. But that's all I wanted to say. I just wanted to get on here and say I'm praying for her, and I really hope she finds the help she needs. And I guess just thank you guys for listening, and thank you guys for watching. Send her some, you know, positive vibes and healing thoughts, and let's just keep the negativity out of it, you know. Let's just keep it all positive because that's what she needs right now. Alright guys, stay beautiful, and thank you guys for watching. Bye.